I have mixed feelings on Tales of Arise demo so far because I have a lot of good things that I'm excited about for this game, but I do have some things that worry me about this game. But I already know I'm going to sink like 30 to 50 hours into this game. It's either I'm going to be at work, come home, play the game, go to sleep, go to work, come home, play the game. But so let's get the positives out of the way. First off, it's gorgeous. This is a really pretty game. In fact, I'm half tempted to buy. I have already pre-ordered it on the Xbox, but I am so tempted to buy this game again on the PC just to test the 3070 graphics card using this game, because I feel like this game could benchmark. And with a powerful computer that I'm building, I almost want to try this game on it. Absolutely gorgeous. Especially coming from Tales of Vesperia and Tales of Berseria, where it seems like they've completely rebuilt the engine for it. It still has its anime aesthetic to it, but it just looks so good. I'm so excited. Another thing that's a huge improvement is the combat. It feels so much better. Tales of Vesperia's combat is the reason why I'm struggling to finish that game. You can jump, you can dodge, you could freely move without holding a button. I still haven't figured out how to switch targets, and that kind of bit me in the butt. But the fluidity of movement and combat and combos feels so much better than the other two Tales games I've played. This is going to be a bit of a tangent, but games where you could just sit down after a long day of work and just kind of forget everyone and everything around. It's just single player experiences are kind of a dying breed of video games. I think the last time I actually forgot the world just to play a video game was legitly Cyberpunk of last December. And that was almost a year ago. Games are so targeted towards multiplayer because that's how you continue to make money. Live service games because they could continue to patch them, continue to sell emotes, continue to sell skins and armor. Case in point, Eververse, Warcraft, even Final Fantasy does it. Games where you could just play a story and just, even Ubisoft is awful about it. They'll put real world politics into their games, and then it's just so hard to escape the world with all these games reminding you that the world sucks. As for my concerns about the game, most of these concerns are personal tastes. Like Wingstop. Wingstop is a good restaurant. I don't like it. I don't like it because it's a bad restaurant. I just don't like it because that's not my personal taste in wings. I prefer the flavor of Buffalo Wild Wings. And even Pizza Hut wings when I'm feeling extra spicy. I got myself hungry in the middle of a YouTube video. That was a smart idea. But anyways, these things I'm about to critique are not about the game themselves, because the game actually runs really good. It's just my personal preference. One is they talk a lot. Holy cow, no one shuts up in this game. There's a skit for everything. There's a line for everything. It's just like continual talking. Kind of like Code Vein, if you remember Code Vein, where they had a little comment for everything, just like, oh, we could use that, or there might be some ingredients around here. That was actually Kingdom Hearts. But, yeah. Nobody shuts up in this game. And I'm wondering if it's just because they wanted to show you about all the skits and the things, so they shoved it all into the demo, and it's a bit more spaced out in the actual game. That's what I'm hoping, but we'll just have to wait and see for that one. The second one, oh boy. I do not want this to be some 40, 50, 60 hour anime Romeo and Juliet. Like, I don't mind if there's a love interest or something, but I do not want this to be some zappy love story for a solid 60 hours. I don't think I could. I don't think I could finish it if it's zappy. But, yeah. Please don't be zappy. Don't be cheesy. Just, I don't know. Hey, just, you got, no. We're just gonna move on after that. The other one is, so I'm trying to play through Tales of Vesperia, and I am struggling so much right now because I want to see where the story goes, of course, but the combat in it, you mash buttons, and of course, and it kind of gets stale after like 20 hours. So I'm kind of concerned. My problem is that, and it's not a Tales thing, it's just a JRPG thing, where eventually you get frustrated on a boss, and then you decide to put it down, and you just never pick it back up. I kind of have that concern with this one, just because what a story is so long and dragged out. You just kind of like get to a boss fight that you can't do, and you struggle with it, and it frustrates you, and so you put it down, and then you find other games, and you just never come back to it. That's a problem I have with a lot of RPGs. But to be fair, Vesperia has a lot of broken bosses, it feels like. So as long as the combat's gets progressively more fun and opens more, and the fights, I feel like it won't be a problem as bad here, just because, as I said earlier, it's more fluid than Vesperia's. But yeah, it is kind of a concern. A small one that I think will dissipate throughout the game. Hopefully. Looking back at it, I guess those are just very small concerns. I really do think this game, if it pulls it off, could be a single-player game of the year. Final Fantasy is an MMO, not a single player. Endwalker will be end game of the year. Without a doubt. But single player wise, this game's gonna Probably. What other single player games have come out this year, though? Yeah, no, like I said, Cyberpunk was the last single player game I got really into. Before you post all the comments, I played it on an Xbox Series S, so it worked for me. Um, I am excited for this game, and I really do think it could be single player game of the year. It didn't have much competition, but I'm excited. And I'll review it, but it won't. The review will not be out immediately because when you only have 41 subscribers, you don't get early copies. So, yep, I will review the game. You're just gonna have to wait for it a little bit. But until then, Artifact out.